Shalom. Call all y'all about Shalom to the left. This video right here, I just happened to see this pop up on the news feed, and this just goes to show Esau know that the scripture's real, and they know that prophecy coming to pass, but they try to play this little game like, oh, we're not sure about the Bible, it's inaccurate, oh, it's contradicting or whatever. But what they do is they send these archaeologists out, and they go dig up stuff, and they line stuff up with the scripture, so they know what's up now. That's why they got these space hotels and these deep underground military bases and all this stuff. Because like the scripture say, hey, the kings hid themselves in the dens of the rock, so who else they gonna hide from?
Glimpse into what the world was like in biblical times. You read the Old Testament to see about those battles that were going on around that time in and around Jerusalem. Well, this is where the area where a lot of those battles were being had. Well, here's RT correspondent Natasha Sweet with more on this discovery.
Archaeologists may feel as though they struck gold in the holy city of Israel, discovering a 3,200-year-old fortress. It measures 59 feet by 59 feet, dating back to the 12th century BC era. For Christians and Jews alike, this coincides with the time described in the book of Judges found in the Old Testament. According to the Israel Antiquities Authority, the fortress was believed to have been built by the ancient Canaanite civilization. With watchtowers in each of its four corners, experts say it was created to protect against invaders. In a statement,
And the Canaanites is who you would call the so-called Africans today, because we not the same exact people as them. Even though they have dark skin like us, I don't mean they got the same spirit as us.
Archaeologists with the Israel Antiquities Authority said the fortress we found provides a glimpse into the geopolitical reality described in the Judges book, in which the Canaanites, Israelites, and Philistines are fighting each other.
Hey, which I brought it out in a previous video. If you ain't see it, go look at it and gain some edification from it. But our people was always fighting against some Canaanites and the Philistines, and that's just what was going on. And also, you had Jews fighting against the Jews. You had stories like the wars of the Jews. You had times when the northern and the southern kingdom was coming against each other. That's why a lot of people, they still have that envy towards one another, because to a degree they went all the way away. But certain men through the spirit have been linking up. That's why you can see Judah with Issachar, or Benjamin hanging with Levi, or Naphtali hanging with Zebulun, or Manasseh hanging with Ephraim, or Levi hanging with Simeon, so on and so on. Because before I pull this scripture up, let me get this. Oh, give me one minute. Let me find this, because they got this. They got this little word sensitive thing on here. Every time I type certain stuff, I have to make sure I get it just right. There's a scripture that goes into it, says, your eyes should be evil towards your own brother. And that's what you see today. Like, you see a lot of people in the neighborhoods killing each other, gunning each other down, trying to finesse their own kind, going against their own kind. I go back to the curses. That's in the scriptures. That's how you know who is who. Because even though Esau wipe each other out too, but they don't necessarily do it to the magnitude like we do. I know another way I can find it real quick. Hold on. I just want to get straight to it. Just for edification's sake, because I remember it by heart, but I want to get the exact number so somebody else can get to it. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54, which Deuteronomy outlines what happens when you keep the commandments and live your life a certain way, then you go against that. But anyway, it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. And that's what you see going on. So a lot of fathers, they don't be in their kids' lives. They leave their woman. And vice versa. Women be envying their daughters. All type of stuff. Have envy between them and their sisters or whatever. Little brothers or young brothers, they be fighting each other, feuding with each other. Shit, sometimes they even kill each other. And that's what's going on. That was going on back in ancient times. Hold on, let me go back. Like the scripture says, no new thing under the sun. See that stuff going on now? That was going on then.
They go on to explain, in this period, the land of Canaan was ruled by the Egyptians and its inhabitants were under their custody. Archaeologists say the Egyptians eventually left the land of Canaan in the middle of the 12th century BC. Then the Israelites and the Philistines entered the area, which erupted in more land disputes. Pottery vessels were found in the ruins of the fortress. Experts believe these were used for religious rituals. Archaeologists say a courtyard was paved in the middle of the fortress with stone slabs and columns in the middle. Several other recent discoveries have been made in Israel, including an ancient soap factory and a 3,500-year-old clay tablet. Reporting for the news with Rick Sanchez and Tasha Sweet, RT.
And like I mentioned in the other previous video, notice who's digging all this shit up. You don't see none of our people going to dig this up. Let me go back to it. Look at who you see digging all this up.
Egyptians eventually left the land of Canaan in the middle of the 12th century BC. Then the Israelites and the Philistines entered the area, which...
They don't like none of our people digging this up, and this is our history, though. Let me go into this, and I'm going to just end this video. I just want to bring this up because I've seen this online. I just want to build upon what I had brought out recently about the Canaanites and the Philistines ultimately going into the Hamites and our people going against them, and the Most High putting a separation between us. That's why you had a line of Ham, Shem, and Japheth. It was always about the lineage. You gotta know the lineages. People be talking about that, oh, we are all one people and all that other shit. That's bullshit. The Most High chose certain people. And He created everything. So, you think He ain't gonna have a favorite? You got your favorite stuff. How the Most High can have His favorite stuff. Anyway, this is in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. I'm starting verse 1. It said, the word of the Lord Yahweh came again to me, saying, Son of man, saying to the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up, thou hast said, I am God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not a God, though thou set thy heart as the heart of God. And that's what you see Esau do, like stuff like this. You know, people be so simple, they be so enthused and not really realizing where they get these garments from. All the different architecture and all the different stuff that they do. It's just stolen history, man. And then they steal it and they whitewash it, like the scriptures say. Earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And they cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who do that? Well, anyway, let me finish reading back in the book of Ezekiel. That's in the book of Ezekiel back there. I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from you. With thy wisdom and thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee. And that's what you see going on. These nations rising up against Esau, and they trying to make new alliances and stuff. It says, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. When thou say before them, him that slaved thee, I am Yahweh, but thou shalt be a man, and no power, in the hand of him that slaved thee. I'll go down to the last verse. It said, thou shalt die the death of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, said the Lord Yahweh. And that's what's going to happen to these Edomites. And they've been selling these weapons and all this other shit, but the weapons that they've been selling and letting other nations get access to, it's going to backfire on them. So I just want to bring this out. I ain't going to go on no more. Always on this edifying call on y'all by Shalom to the left.